guitar amps. We've looked at them before and we're looking at them again. This time we've got our friends from Safari Pedals. They've put out 2 new guitar amps which I'm very excited to try out, but with that said, let's check them out. So what's up guys, welcome back. So like I said, we're going to be checking out some guitar amps today from Safari Pedals. I've already tried these out a bit and I think they sound quite interesting. I definitely have preference to one than the other, but with that said, don't want to faff about too much. Let's just dive straight into the plugins. Alright, so we've got the guitar here, got the amp loaded up, we're checking out the Silver Llama. So as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward plugin. I've picked this preset Rave On by Evo. I'm really liking Evo's presets on these amps, so I would recommend you check them out. We've got tone, gain, and effects, spring, slap, as well as the choice between a condenser or dynamic, as well as the classic Safari Pedals utilities. We've got our input and our output, our auto gain, a little wet dry blend thing, presets for days, and oversampling. Simple as that in terms of the plugin controls. So let's give it a listen. This is just that preset I've selected and it sounds a little something like this. Really crunchy, loving those effects. Let's actually turn them off for now just so you can hear it dry. So we've got no spring reverb, no slap delay. Sounds like this. Getting a little bit of extra low end, so I'm just going to dial that back on my guitar here. Imagine with all of it. And then when I pull it all the way back, a little bit thinner, but sounds great. Let's play a little bit with the tone and the gain, see what sounds we can come out with. So cleans up quite nice. Sick. Try the condenser. A little bit brighter. If I darken the guitar a bit, let's see. Nice. Wow. I think it sounds great. There's not too many controls going on, so it's not like I've got, control over the mids and stuff, but I really like where it's sat at. Let's get some effects involved. This is what the spring reverb sounds like at 100%. And then the slap delay at 100%. now let's get both of them. Wow, sick. Dig that. Sick. I'm going to pick another preset for the time being. Let's see. Get another one of those Evo ones. Edge. Cool. I want to actually try, I'm going to pull back that reverb. Want to get a little bit of distortion going, so I'm just going to grab the pedal of Ableton, which is basically meant to emulate guitar pedals. So we can add a bit of overdrive. And that sounds great. So now what I can do, pull back on the gain, tone pull back. Oh boy. So you can see we've transformed the sound from this to this. Sounds a bit more like what I'm used to. Okay, let's try maybe the fuzz. Ooh. Nice. So far, I'm really enjoying the Silver Llama. Think it sounds great, especially paired with the distortion before it. Just gives it a bit more of that character that I'm used to amps having. Sounds really great. But let's check out the Twin Panda. Silver Llama has done a good job so far. Let's see how this Twin Panda sounds. Turn off the distortion, because I can hear it's pretty invested right now. This is just default preset on the Twin Panda. It sounds like this. Okay, let's give it a bit of a fiddle. Oh, got some reverb, got some trem. And the reverb is going through the trem. Wow, really digging that. Overall, I think I prefer the Silver Llama. There's something about the Twin Panda which just feels a little bit 2D. I think the Silver Llama just is a little bit more up my street personally. This feels a little bit brittle. And you know, I'll go to add like a little bit of mids because maybe I'm thinking it could help, but it's a little bit harsh on the amounts. But you know, there's flavors. This kind of bright, it's got this very glossy, almost sounds like one of these hella expensive tube amps. I mean, there's flavors. I'm not completely against it, but definitely prefer the Silver Llama, but I like to hear it with some distortion before it. Oh, can you hear that noise? Oh my god. Can you hear that brightness? It's just a bit harsh. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. So in regards to the amp so far, I do really like the Silver Llama compared to the Twin Panda. Twin Panda's not bad, but it's just a bit harsh on the top end. Mids, you know, the EQ controls are a little bit heavy-handed. I like plugins that give me the sound I'm looking for pretty quickly. If I'm going around fiddling with them, then I'm like, you know, it's not necessarily my first thought when I go to pick a plugin because it might take me a second to get to the place where I'm trying to achieve. Whereas the Silver Llama I open up, it's more just that tone I'm looking for. Even more so when I stick the pedal plugin before it, I get a bit of that distortion, pushing it maybe a bit harder than, you know, it was intended for. But I think it sounds really nice nonetheless, especially for the more kind of indie chuggy chords kind of, you know, I mean, chuggy chords and indie doesn't really go hand in hand, but you get what I mean. The more aggressive chords, but still with a bit of clarity. We're not talking metal or anything like this. But props to you, Safari Pedals. You're always giving us a new utility that we can stick in our library of plugins. So far, I think you're ticking off most of the boxes of basically having a full bundle where one person can buy all your plugins and have a little bit of everything, which is not very common for a lot of plugin companies, especially the smaller ones. But props to you guys, doing it well. But there you have it, guys, the Twin Panda and the Silver Llama. Let us know in the comment section below, what do you think about them? Do you think they compare to some of the maybe harder hitting plugins out there, especially the amp emulators? Do you guys have any preferences on plugins you like to use for amps? I would love to know, so let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The support really helps. Thanks to anyone who's already done so. Once again, I've been Chris Vella, and I'll see you guys on the next one.